Have you ever noticed or thought of something strange and you just want to share with the world? Well, here's my crazy conspiracy theory. So, 100 years ago, bells were everywhere, right? Church bells, town bells, schools, factory bells, you name it. And people heard them constantly, literally all the time. But in today's world, most of them are silent or they're completely gone. They've been removed. And now, according to this one theory that I stumbled upon, there might be a reason for that, and it might not be what you think. So, before you write this off as absolutely crazy, hear me out on this one. Because whether you believe this or not, some of the details are kind of hard to ignore. Now, according to old records, bells weren't just used to tell time. People genuinely believed that they were protected and they were used to protect an entire community, basically. In medieval Europe, church bells were blessed by priests before they were even hung in a tower. People believed that the sound could drive away evil spirits, break curses, protect crops, even stop supernatural entities from entering one's town. And that's not folklore from, one isolated village. These are versions of this belief that appeared all over the world. Different cultures, different languages, different religions, you name it, but yet somehow they all arrived at the same conclusion. And that was that certain sounds affected things that we humans can't see with our own eyes. But here's where the story gets a little bit more strange. Now, some researchers and conspiracy theorists began asking a question, and that is, if bells were so important, why did society stop eventually using them? Now, not completely, but enough that most people rarely hear them anymore. I remember when I was little in the 90s, I would hear them, but as I got older, they started to fade away more and more. Well, then a theory started spreading a little bit more online, and this theory involving something much more darker. Now, according to the claim, there are beings living among us that aren't entirely human, entities capable of appearing human through some kind of projection disguise, like a camouflage, a mask, or like a hologram, basically. And supposedly certain frequencies interfere with their hologram. And the theory claims that large bronze bells produced powerful resonant tones that disrupted whatever was creating the illusion. Now, not enough to expose them permanently, but just enough for a brief moment, like a flicker of a shift, or like a glimpse of something underneath whatever they were hiding. And people claim that during the ringing of certain bells, witnesses would report seeing faces distort for a split second, and eyes were appearing wrong, skin color was changing, features were becoming something entirely else out of this world, and then immediately it would snap back. Now, there's absolutely no evidence that this ever happened, but here's what makes this theory a little bit more interesting to me. The people spreading it point to the fact that ancient civilizations seemed obsessed with resonance. Massive bells, gongs, sound chambers, acoustic temples, you name it, they all had it. Structures were designed specifically around certain vibrations, and almost as if they believed that sound could affect reality within itself. And modern science does agree on one thing: sound is far more powerful than most people even realize. Specific frequencies can alter moods, heart rate, stress levels, brain activity, even heal cancer. There's studies that have been done that it's actually healed cancer. And if we want to take it a little step further, it's very possible that the Great Pyramids were built using a sort of sound vibration technology. So, the conspiracy will ask, if someone or if sound can affect the human body and even build giant structures, what else can it affect? And then comes the question that really keeps this theory alive. If bells were only primitive tools for, telling time, why were so many cultures convinced that, they possessed spiritual power? Why bless them? Why build enormous towers around them? Why treat them as sacred objects instead of a simple instrument? And why do so many old legends describe bells as protection against things that weren't supposed to exist in our world? And again, there's no proof of reptilians or any of this. There's no proof of, a holographic disguise. There's no proof that bells ever exposed anything. But the next time that you pass an old church, look up at the bell tower, because for thousands of years, people believed that, that sound protected them from something. And whether that something was evil spirits or hidden entities or simply just fear itself, one question will always remain. What exactly were they so afraid would happen if the bells ever stopped ringing? Let me know what you guys think in the comments.